Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Dave. May the Schwartz be with you. And to my returning Schwartz force, welcome back. Now I was hoping that a watch that I ordered recently would have arrived on Saturday so I could do a full review and get that out to you Monday. But it looks like there was a delay in my shipment, so it won't arrive until Tuesday. I apologize for that. And so for you today, I have a video that I was inspired to make after seeing a video done by Hugo over at Sartorial Talks. Now, you should definitely check out his channel, which I'll link in the description down below, as well as up here. I think you'll enjoy his works over there. The video that he released on April 20th was titled The 15 Most Elegant Watches. I wanted to take some of those that he recommends and give you some much less expensive and more affordable options that fall in that same kind of vibration of style and look. Now, if you're familiar with Sartorial Talks, it is a channel that delves deep into the epitome of luxury fashion and style for more classic and elegant gentlemen. And I really enjoy hearing the way that Hugo speaks in his videos. He has this kind and almost romantic way that he describes different things and experiences in his life. You can really get a feel for his passion with regard to his style. For these reasons, I was excited to see what options he was going to be mentioning for the 15 of his most elegant choices in wristwear for gentlemen. Now, as you can tell, Hugo and I are cut from very different pieces of life's fabric. He wears custom and rare bespoke suits every day, and I'm over here wearing a pistol every day. But even still, I really do think it would be a joy to spend time with him and get to know him better. I mean, could you imagine like calling him up and, hey Hugo, do me a favor, go ahead and meet us at the shooting range? Yeah, make sure you wear something comfortable. You know, he just shows up in like a Bentley or some, elegant sedan and then gets out in a three-piece suit. Please, so David, tell me, of what historical significance and era will these firearms be that we handle today? I got like a HK rifle from the 80s, from the 1980s. Sorry, Hugo, nothing more refined in my arsenal. Sorry, sir. But what if he fell in love with firearms and just got completely carried away and out of character, and he's in a suit just shooting, blasting everything? Hey, give me more to shoot. Takes off his Jinko boot, just blasts it, Wow, I took a weird spin there. Hey, a guy can dream. Let's give the people what they want. Hugo, hit me up. Let's do it. Let's go to a range. Now, when you see the 15 watches that he selects in his video, you'll notice there's a general criteria that are met. And I wanted to break those down for you so that you can kind of put these to use when shopping for your own elegant watches. And you'll see how I use them to choose the ones that I selected for alternatives to consider. And first, we notice that the dress watches selected lean towards a more minimalist and clean dial, and many have thin cases. They also tend to be more dials with Roman numerals as opposed to Arabic numerals. There are small seconds hands featured on many of the watches as well. Smaller sized watches seem to be favored, as the ones listed were at or under 40 millimeters. There are 2 rectangular watches selected, which we'll get into, but the majority are just simple round cases on leather bands. We see a variety of color combinations, so I think it would be safe to say that color is really up to your own personal taste and preference. Let's go ahead and take a quick run through all of the 15 watches Hugo selected, and then I'll give you all of my recommendations, starting with the cheapest and working our way up to the most expensive. Please keep in mind also that I did not spend massive amounts of time researching all the options that are out there. So when going through these, if something comes to mind you think other viewers would want to consider, please list them down in the comments below. Really appreciate it. Let's get started. First up was the Nomos Ludwigs. We see that here, and a couple of different options as well. And then we have the Cartier Tank, again, very classic. Moves over to the Omega de Ville with the small second hands, Roman numerals. Grand Seiko, we don't have numeral markers. We have the kind of applied stick indices, power reserve, small second hand indicators as well. And then we have the JLC Reverso Dual Face, both Arabic numerals, and then the reverse side being black that has more elegant kind of feel to it. The Blanc Pan, yeah, super nice. It's actually one of my favorites here. I prefer the silver stainless steel version instead of the pink gold, but really nice. The Tonda 1950 small second hand, hour and minute hands are a little bit thicker there. Really cool. Then we go to the Alanga, which is very simple, very clean, not a whole lot going on. Really nice looking. We have the Breguet. Hugo mentioned about it looking kind of like a pocket watch. I totally get that with the hour and minute hands. No second indicator on this watch, but a little bit of texture there and the dial. Now the Vacheron is pretty busy. I was kind of surprised to see that in his list because there's a lot going on with this watch, but it looks really cool. I like the look of it. But I was surprised to see it in the list. Then we have the Patek Calatrava, so yeah, classic look, very, very elegant. And then the FP Journe, again, a couple of, I like the look of this one. It's got a lot going on as far as the dial, but it's done very well and a little bit different from what you normally see. Now the Akrivia, or the, I'm not sure how you say this, Rekshepi, or however it's pronounced. This watch looks really cool. I like both of these dials, and these colors just look really, really nice. I didn't even try to look for like an alternate or an homage for this one. It's very different. The Laurent Ferrier Gallet Classic, yeah, really nice secondhand. I like that the Roman numerals are elongated and kind of really thin. I think it looks really nice. And then the Philippe Dufour Simplicity, it's kind of like a tie-in of all of the watches that we've just looked at, and put them all into one. This one's really nice looking as well, and yeah, pretty cool. So let's go ahead real quick. I'm going to show you the different options I have. You'll be able to see the pricing here of each of these, and we'll just kind of go through them again quickly because I don't want this video to drag on. So as you see here, the cheapest one being $18.99, very, very inexpensive, but that's because it is on a NATO strap. If you get the option with the brown leather strap, it bumps the price up to $49.99. The difference too is you get a date indicator, but it's so small, I don't think it's worth it. Me personally, I would just go for the cheaper version and throw my own strap on there. Going to the AB watch, I really like that textured pattern on the dial. I mean, for 25 bucks, really nice. Even the crown looks really elegant. In this color too, with the black and the gold and the white, I think it looks really nice. The Olevs, I do wish that it didn't have the brand name listed so large there at the middle. On the top, same thing with the date. It looks really tiny, so I would have just opted out, do a no date version. But the reason I like this one is because, as you see on the right there, you get a lot of color options between both the dial and the metal of the case as well. Now going to this Boderi, same thing, 52 bucks, but you get a lot of options between colors and metals of the case, and so you should definitely be able to find one that fits your need. The dial's a little bit more busy than I would like, but I think for 52 bucks might be a pretty good value. Now for $70, we're here at the Orient. Got the Roman numerals, date, complication, those kind of needle, hour, and minute hands, really nice, and second hand as well. I like this watch a lot. I was hesitant on seeing if I should put an homage piece. This is obviously an homage of the Breguet, but it's 60, it's under $70. So I figured I'd just put it in there anyway in case someone was interested. This one by Carnival, and on AliExpress, so there is that option as well. We move over to the Skagen. We have this with, it's a little more Bauhaus, kind of reminds me more of the Nomos kind of style. Very clean, very simple, and has that small second hand at 6 o'clock as well. Bulova, again, hits all the kind of design elements with the Roman numerals. Get a little bit of texture, or I should say sunburst dial, and yeah, really nice. Evolution Picard, I like the look of this one as well, and you do get to choose between different colors on both the dial and the metal for this one also. At the Seiko, I was kind of surprised. Almost all the time we see Seiko with a Hardlex crystal, and then this one has a sapphire crystal. It's on sale right now for $89, but normally it's about 95 bucks, so not a bad deal. And I also am kind of interested to find out if that crown looks like it might be kind of like a hexagonal shape, kind of like the AP crown. It's a little interesting there. Moving over to this Lucien Picard. Now you've seen my review of this video. I'll link it up here as well. But I did mine is the silver dial with silver accents, and so you can obviously get this in gold, and there's other colors as well. Really nice. Definitely reminds me of the Omega that we saw previously. And most of the time when you're looking at homage versions for the Cartier tank, you're going to come across the Seiko SUP 880. Really cool, but I think this has gone up in price. I don't remember it ever being over $100, so to be $114 now, it's a little strange. And I do wish they had it in stainless steel. I would have preferred that instead of the yellow gold. Okay, we have a Citizen Eco Drive dress watch, and this, to me, kind of get a mixture of things with the stick indices on the hours, and then Roman numeral at 12 and 6. Very cool. Top Hill's a brand I haven't really heard of, but for 125 bucks, you're getting an automatic movement as well as sapphire. Get a little hour sub dial up there at the top. You know, I think this looks good with the white dial and the rose gold and brown leather strap. And here we have another, you know, classic, the Orient Bambino small seconds. Yeah, not a whole lot to say that hasn't already been said about this watch. Great deal, 168 bucks. Very nice. Rocos, I really like my two Rocos watches that I do have, so I would assume that this one's probably going to be a winner for you as well. And you are getting, of course, an automatic movement at 170 bucks, small second hand, very basic and clean dial as well. I'm thinking about picking one of these up, the rotary Cambridge in stainless steel. You know, obviously it's an homage to the tank from Cartier, but I like that it's only 7mm thick. So this one I might get and then eventually sell my Peugeot, which I've done a review on that one as well. I haven't heard of this brand. At the bottom at 6 o'clock, we see that it says Swiss made. So that's kind of nice. $195, you get a couple different color options and, you know, Roman numerals at 12, 3, 6, and 9. And then just very clean looking dial. Seems to be a pretty thin watch as well, and you're also getting sapphire crystal. And then we have another Orient Classic Bambino version 5. The only thing I'd say here is take off the metal bracelet and throw on a leather strap so it looks a little more elegant and dressy, but for 200 bucks, great deal. And I know you guys are going to say I'm a Frederic Constant fanboy because I own one, but I actually just saw that a lot of their designs hit the qualifications of kind of these dress watches that we're looking for. So for $289, you can get this one. It definitely reminds me of the Blancpain we saw earlier, but you know, for quartz movement, it's hard for me to pull the trigger knowing that I can get automatic, you know, watches for much less, but I think that it looks really nice. I don't even know how to say this brand name. I haven't heard much about them, but you know, for 300 bucks, we're getting Swiss made, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. And then you're getting, you know, 10mm thin watch for being an automatic. That's pretty good. And you get a lot of options between the dial and the case metal, and looks very clean and sleek. Another watch by the same brand. This is almost a ringer for the Nomos, as we see with the small second hand at 6 o'clock, and then the Roman numerals, you know, on the outer edge. Really cool. And again, Swiss made, located there at 6 o'clock. Now we move over to Tissot. I'm still kind of on the fence about the, you know, date window being close to 9. That's a little weird to me. We get the small second hand there, Swiss made watch, and we're pushing 340 bucks. My only complaint would be that this dial almost looks a little too sterile. I see that there's some texture there, but the Roman numerals along the outer edge almost fade into the dial. And so I'd want to see this in person before making the decision to buy it. Another Tissot, great looking watch. I like the pattern. We see both in the middle and then on the outer edge as well near the Rehat. And we get the Roman numerals and just looks very elegant. Need I say anything further? We got a Hamilton that's a dress watch, the Valiant silver with the black Roman numerals and black leather. Very nice. I don't think you can go wrong with a Hamilton for 400 bucks. Nice. And we're going back to Frederic Constant. So this is almost a ringer for the Breguet that we saw. And I really like the look of this. It may not be everyone's cup of tea. Again, my complaint is $400 and it's a quartz movement. So that's a bummer. Now this rotary I think might be a little overpriced, but I kind of like the look of it. You know, the way that the strap is attached to the watch looks kind of cool and old fashioned. We got a guilloche pattern and then the Roman numerals on the dial, but I don't know that I would spend $429, and it might be a little small for most guys out there. We're looking at 37mm, so just something to think about. Another Frederic Constant, again, just real clean dial. Got the Roman numerals, a little more modern, I would say, the way that this looks, but it's very nice. And then again, going back to this other brand, this dial I really like. It's almost kind of like a cross between the FP Journe that we saw and the Rex Sheppy or whatever it's called. Kind of get that feel from this dial as well, and you get a couple different color options on both the dial and the metal case, so pretty cool. 500 bucks though, hard to say. I don't know that I'd spend that much for this watch. And then the last one, Swiss company here, Rado. Really nice looking dial. I like the look and feel of this watch, and being at 648, it is at the top of our list. That was my last one, guys, and I know I gave you a lot of options, but I just kind of wanted to show you that there's plenty out there. and you don't have to spend a whole lot of money, but if you drop a couple $100, you can actually access some really nice watches. So go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you for your time. If you haven't joined the Schwartz Force yet, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys at the next one. Take care.